Today, I am super duper 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 touch-starved. We're gonna be dating Valko from Love in Deep Space, Future Rogue, Kaya from Genshin Impact, Alarikino, however you say her name, and young Gortash from Baldur's Gate. Touchstarved is intended for an older audience. It contains mature content that includes, but is not limited to, horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is advised. So if these topics make you uncomfortable, I'll see you next video. Imagine this. You build up a game for a YouTube recording, start the first 20 minutes of a game named Touchstarved, look over and realize nothing has been recorded because you paused the recording to do copyright research. I don't want to mute the music. What music in Touchstarved is copyrighted? One second. Well, you don't have to imagine, because that's exactly what happened. My recording was paused this entire time. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It all started with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin, it split. And from the fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, while others were mindless beasts driven by little more than bloodshed. As unrest spread and cities fell, humans cowered in fear while monsters thrived amid the chaos. And then there's you. You're not like other MCs. You're different. You don't know what you are. But one terrible truth is certain. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of those you touch. An exiled Cenobium mage took me in as a child, raising me as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on my curse, but I discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject, that evil Cenobium scum! Now I'm looking for a cure, because I don't want to be a test subject my entire life. My name is Faye, and this is my story, and this is my video. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, but honestly, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. I can hide my hands and deflect probing questions, but sooner or later, people always suspect something strange about me. As rations grew sparse and canteens ran dry, tensions rose. Despair began to set in until I saw it. Cenobium. Look at it. Iridia. The city of knowledge. One of the last bastions of humanity left in the world, and home to the famous academy known as the Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anything I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. With Kave and Alhaitham. All that stands between me and a new life is a final stretch of salt-soaked waste, or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of smoke fogging beneath the wagon. Is this fogfall? A hushed voice says. My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire, dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, snuffing out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence, heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Then the wagon violently pitched to the side. I hit the ground, hard. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lent sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strips of torn muscle, gleaming gristle and exposed bone. Blood litters the wasteland. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes finally adjust do I see the dark shape before me. A demogorgon. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twist in my direction and blink as one. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's not a dozen. The Soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and charges at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. A horse screams in the distance. I need to move now. Head towards the wagon, but I'm running to the city. I gotta like wait for a wagon. Everybody's dead. I take off, running deeper into the haze. The fog is so thick that I fear I'm heading in the wrong direction until I see a dim pinprick of light emanating from the shadow of a spire. It's faint, but it's enough. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me, and I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fog fall twists and stretches around me. Suddenly, the caravan driver bursts through from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He knocks me to the ground, and slips into a patch of mud. The Soulless instantly falls on him, and that's what you get. Don't ever punch a lady again. Aha, aha, aha. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. And that's what you get. Fighting the urge to heave, I crawl frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit! My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib, jutting from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge, torn deep into my palm. But the pain's quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. Who's touching me? Traveler. Can you stand? One of the travelers from the caravan leans over me. Oh, so y'all weren't all dead. We need to run. They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. Girl, who am I? Mel from Arcane? What's up with the gold? No! Don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. So we're like a rogue Mel combination. Got it, got it, got it. All it takes is one touch. And in the span of a breath, my curse takes hold. Ooh! Ew, bitch! Look like Alistair. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse. Madness of my own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me... Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die. Bit bubbles at the corner of their mouth and flecks my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs shriek for air, and all I get is the stinky, nasty breath of a traveler who hasn't brushed their teeth in days. Oh, girl, if I'm screaming, my throat's gonna hurt. I'm gonna fight. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrists, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die. Not because of the fogfall or the Soulless, because of my own curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, oh no, not here, not like this. But then their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears, and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in that macabre smile. Even as blood seeps from beneath their teeth, they give one last shuddering breath, then slump over, the claws hooked through their stomach. The Soulless shoves the body aside, its glowing eyes narrow as though grinning. Did you just eat it? There's a flash of claws. Red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the icy embrace of shallow water. So, like, we're cool with the Soulless. Hold on, I got short fingers. We're locked in. like this. The soulless, I call them my gangies, my homies, my squad. I spot an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow. So I take back everything I said about the soulless. It should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I died cold and alone in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. Did I actually just lose? If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness, terror, nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But I take a reflective breath and air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, and a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid, my child. It is I, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, it's Kaya! I twist my head towards the voice. Tears flood my bleary eyes at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I am completely at their mercy. Stay away from me! My word comes out in little... Stay away from me! Okay. A little more than a creaky whisper, and I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No. Who the hell is this? Who the fuck is this? I'm sitting up. I manage to push myself up on one elbow, but my head swims and my surroundings give an alarming lurch. A stubborn patient. I don't have the strength to dignify that with a response. Instead, I pull the sheet up higher and wipe my eyes until my vision clears. Ooh, you got long hair. Long hair and a nose to sit on. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light limbs his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I realize that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. Just like in my dreams. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands underneath the sheet until it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable disgust, but his courteous smile lingers. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere with anyone, even my own mentor, teacher, though I was nothing but a convenient specimen to be used and discarded. I scowl, pulling the sheets protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured... What am I, a little boy? But I procured replacements. Hand him over, Buki. With a soft creak, he rises from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. This looks like a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic. That blood. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. Could you step out? I lift my head, looking defiantly into those golden eyes, those beautiful, beautiful golden eyes, this gender-bent version of Mel from Arcane. Oh my god, he's so freaking fine. Could you step out first? I'm not getting dressed with you standing here. To my surprise, oh fuck, he's so fine. The man's mouth quirks. I was not planning on watching. Still smiling to himself, he disappears through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. Like I'm that dude from Resident Evil who can just like reattach his limbs by pouring lime juice on it. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. Yet the limb shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least, gasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up and find myself bleeding out in the swamp, but nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I grab the replacement clothes and begin stiffly putting them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, bundled with a black woolen cloak, but there's one thing still missing: my bandages. The doctor didn't leave me with any, though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be some bandages somewhere. I start opening the drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my leg bumps up against the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant to hurt you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move towards me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? I can help if you tell me what ails you. I doubt it. Traveling to Iridia was a gamble born of desperation rather than hope. Nothing has come close to curing my curse. And yet, my left arm twitches. The arm that was severed before my very eyes. The doctor's unblinking gaze follows my every move. It's clear he won't drop this without some sort of answer. The bandages protect me, and they warn others to stay away from me. I've tried every way to covering my hands, and this works best. Most people avoid touching me as soon as they see the bandages. An illness, then. Or a less mundane affliction, spread by contact. I flinch. He doesn't even sound surprised, and that's far too close to the truth for comfort. I'm not gonna be mean to him, because he saved me and he's fine shit, so I'm just gonna decline to answer. Well, it's personal, and I don't really want to get into it. I gave him Victor's accent from Arcane. Like, I have Arcane in my head, and now he's just Victor. I have treated every affliction under the sun. I may have answers that you do not. An involuntary snort escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? I shake my head. I need to know more about this doctor before he figures me out. Who are you? You can call me Kuraz. And where exactly am I, Kuraz? What's your last name? Because it's about to be mine too. Iridia, which I assume your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You need immediate treatment, which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex my fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on. Hold on, main character. Just because he's a brown man, you think he can't be a doctor? Pardon? A soulless attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I trail off bewildered. I've never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound. The doctor, Cuirass, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and one should not give it or receive it freely. Since you refuse to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. Now he's fucking Naveen. Oh my god, now he's Naveen and he's Victor from Arcane. He's Naveen from Princess of the Frog. And I was just... You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook the specific breach of etiquette. Do not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? Hold on now, Cuirass. You talking to me kind of crazy. I'm not a baby. He glances at my freshly bandaged hands. But I will be your baby. Loath I am to admit it, but he has a point. I'm a complete stranger to him, and yet he saved my life. I took a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Faye. My name is Faye. It is a pleasure to meet you, Faye. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. We're gonna thank him. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving my life. I chance a smile in return, even if he won't explain how he did the impossible. There's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Cuirass. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Cuirass. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what price Cuirass might have demanded for such a well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across such a fascinating patient. I blink. What did he just say? Fascinating? I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. That's not what you meant. I could not help but be curious about you, Faye. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. Do you have my cheese touch? Is that why you're acting like this? Miffy, what do you think?
I think you're about to end this episode because the original recording is 2 hours long.
Exactly. You're pretty curious yourself, Handsome. No, I don't know what to, no, you're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wiggle my intact fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and leaving you destitute in a strange place would be unethical. I fall silent, unsure of what to say. Nobody would help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent as Cuirass lets out a tired sigh. Please wait. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Faye? Oh, how about that number? Shoot, man, your number, where you live, your last name. I mean, abundance of things, but I don't think that would be the appropriate thing to say at this current moment. So I'm gonna say no. Between the soulless attacks and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the cenobium. The cenobium. Oh, he got pissed. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gate open for precious few visitors, and even if they opened for you, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risk life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridius, the largest city, is still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if it's not the cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? No, they're just you. I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wick and ask for Leander, the leader of the Adderstone. Excuse me, the wet what? The thick thighs pussy salad? The Wet Wick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the Adlerstone's postings. They're difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Curas points towards the back door. You will be safe as long as you do not draw attention to yourself. It's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. Though he's smiling, there's no finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. And that began my journey into Iridia. Nothing could have prepared me for what came next. Fuck, it is exactly my type.